and welcome to my stream. I'm streaming live JavaScript and TypeScript coding. Currently I'm working on an encryption app which is currently starting. I'm using Cypress as my testing framework. I'm streaming live JavaScript and TypeScript coding. This is another window, I'm closing it. Okay, so here is my testing framework. This is Cypress. And here is what I have already completed. You see Cypress tests running, so you can see what's happening. And I also have, I'm sorry, this I should close. Just move it there. Okay. So here I need to complete several tickets still. Several I put in progress for today. One of them is related to, let me show you the app so you can understand what it is about. I have 3 windows. In one Windows, user will be able to provide input in one panel. In the second panel there will be a number of transforms. There might be many transforms. Currently there is just one used. I'm using only one for now. Then user will be able to see the result here, right? So I already have AES encryption. It generates some random key and random IV and turns it into a binary here. So now this is the result of the encryption in base64. One issue I'm having, actually, first of all, I want base64 be selected by default, and by default here we select text. So I would like some preferences which show what should be selected by default for the current transform. I think only the last transform should matter. So if we have multiple transforms like this, preferences of the last transform should matter. So if it is AES encryption, then it should show you in base64 or maybe in hex. Probably in base64 because it is shorter. Okay, so this is one issue. I need to set default parameters. So let me add a ticket about that one. I didn't add a ticket for this 28. I will do this for AES encrypt element, given that last transform is an AES encrypt. Transform, the user should see output panel encoding selection I will do it like this: when the last transform is selected to be an AES encrypt transform element, the user should see output panel encoding selection, encoding dropdown, should see output drop down to show base 64 value. Okay, so that's what I want. Now let us write a test for this. I want to do this first actually. 28. I will push it on top. And this I can check later. So 28 I'm pushing on top. So first what we do, we select it to be an AES encrypt element. Select our only transform element to be AES encrypt element. Then we check encoding drop down value. Let me check where it is. Output panel encoding drop down. Yes, this one. Encoding drop down, I can get its value with its value should be equal to base 64, right? So let me try running this. I will make it the only test for now, so that we run only this test while I'm working on this. Okay, this is a function. Okay, no, I think I need to get value like this. Invoke value. Let's try. Maybe like this should have value. But the value was blah blah blah. I wonder. Let me check this TRS encoding dropdown first. Maybe we will need something else. First of all, what are these TRS encoding dropdown? Select, right? TRS input dropdown select. I think this is the thing where we should check value. Yeah. But somehow it says input dropdown select, although this is not really input, this is output. That's what we have anyway. I could do it like this. Maybe I can just use tag name, because there should be only one select, right? Okay, now it's correct. So it's saying I will make it bigger. So it's saying that we expect it to have value base64, but the value was UTF-8. So now this is correct, because before it was showing that the value was empty string, which is wrong. We have actually UTF-8. So okay, now this one is failing correctly, and now we want our default set. How are we going to do that? First, let me make screen bigger, text bigger, maybe like this, so that it's more mobile friendly. And now let me check where are we going to do this. We have our transforms in the reducer. Here is our reducer. Yeah, I think I have to make it a little smaller. That was too big. Here is our reducer. When do we need to change it? So we're looking at the test when the last transform element is selected to be an AES encrypt transform element. That is when we receive change transform type event. So test in the when clause, it should usually start with the when clause. Your test wording should usually start with the when clause. So in the when clause, you can know where to look for this result, where we need to implement it. So we need to implement it when we receive transform change event, change transform type action. So here we somehow need to set output encoding, which is here, output encoding. But the problem is that depending on the transform type, this output encoding will change. So we need some preferences for each encoding. Yeah, that's the only way. You can see it. We can either add it directly to transform. Maybe here, default encoding. It will be different for every encoding. Encoding type is a string, which is either UTF-8, hex, or base64. This is the default encoding, but we still need to set it here. We could have some preferences. I know we already have transform data. We might have export const transform preferences. And for every transform type, we might have preferences. Default encoding. We might set to let's say UTF-8 for none. For AES encrypt, we should set it to base 64, and for AES decrypt we should set it to UTF-8 also. Yeah, I think like this we then don't need this here. Default encoding, we can use it from these transform preferences directly. So const default encoding we get from transform preferences. Transform preferences. So auto import. You do this with the tab. If VS Code suggests you to do auto import, you click tab and this happens. Okay, now that we have transform preferences, we need to provide it our transform type. Yeah, this is transform.type. Here is our default encoding. Now we need to set this output encode. Okay, we could directly do it here. New state, output encoding. Okay, I see what's happening. This is some TypeScript thing. Encoding type. What? No. Okay, let me do a type here. I have to specify now it here. None. Default encoding is encoding type is encrypt, also encoding type, and AES decrypt, also encoding type. Okay, now it is going to work. Yeah, what am I doing? Default encoding. So this is what I'm doing. I'm creating TypeScript typings. If you are using plain JavaScript, you will not need to do this. Somehow I like doing everything in TypeScript. Okay, not here. Because I think it makes your code cleaner. Okay, now it is going to work. I think it should work. Right, I did not click default encoding here. That's the reason. It might have worked even without the typing, I think. Yeah, it will work without the typing. That was not the issue. No, it will not work. Okay, let's return the typing. Okay. Okay, so now our test should pass. Hopefully. Let's try. Okay, now it passes. You see, with the base64 by default. However, despite that base64 changed, this text is not actually base64. You know why? Because I should have changed output encoding before encoding, not after. So let's try this again. What? What have I just seen? Okay, now this is correct. Yeah, now this is correct. So let's go to the tickets list. This ticket we are moving to done. And how much time remaining? Okay, it's been around 20 minutes, so 40 more minutes around is remaining, I think. Okay, let me get which card. When I created actually another card here. Given that the AES encrypt option is selected in a pop-up, when the user changes the value of bits from 128 to any other value, a new random key should automatically be generated. This relates to this problem. When I select AES encrypt, it automatically generates a key of length 16. But if, for example, I select 156, then we will need a key of length 32 bytes. 32 bytes, that is 256 bits. But we will get invalid key length 16. So that's what I want to do to generate a new key. So let's go to our Cypress test again. Once you completed working on the test, you remove only. This is 27, so this one should be before this one actually. So given that the AES encrypt option is selected in a pop-up, no, not in a pop-up, in a drop-down. This is a misspelling. What am I saying? In a pop-up, what pop-up? Drop-down. Then when the user changes the value, it's from 128 to any other. So first clause, given that AES encrypt option is selected in a drop-down, we need to select AES encrypt option in the drop-down. Here we already have it. We are selecting AES encrypt option. Then next clause, when the user changes the value of bits from 128 to any other value. So now let's change number of bits. I think there should be somewhere. I already checked. So bits input, yes. Bits input, select element, and we do again select, let's say 256. We will select, right? A new random key should automatically be generated. To know, to compare it with the old key, we need to get this old key also, because to know if new key was generated, we need to know the old key, right? So let's first get the old key. Can get it from here. Old key. Yeah, somehow I think we can get it from invoke. Invoke val. I hope this is going to work. key. Cypress has a little different, I think, system than everything else in JavaScript. They actually will not run next Cypress command until this one finishes. So normally all the three will be run one after another. But in Cypress it will actually wait until promise resolves, wait until this callback is done, and only then this will be run. So I want to do it like this: const alt key, let alt key. I'll check it to this, and I think I can set here key to alt key. And here I hope I can compare them. Key input, its value should not equal alt key. Hopefully this will work. Let's check. Let me make it the only test. The only test, and run. What is this? Anyway, I don't care right now. Right, its value is not working properly. Okay. How did I do it before? What did I check in 28? Have value I used, right? Have a value should not have value, alt key. Okay. Yeah, this is not working properly. Yeah, I know why. I think I know why. Well, let me try getting it here. Although that's a little not how things should be done. They feel like what choice do I have? Yeah, now this is correct. Now we get this value, and we see that key did not change after selecting 256. Actually, I do not even see it select 256. No, it did select 256. Yeah. Okay, so now the test is working. So now let's proceed to fixing this issue. So let's look again at our when clause to know where we should implement the fix. We should look at the when clause. When the user changes the value of bits from 128 to any other value. So we need the action which changes the value of bits. which is for us transform options changed. So here we should check if action data prop, which is the property name, if property name is bits, let's say, and well, if it's bits, then anyway it changed, so it can be equal to the same probably, although it could change. And transform options, yeah, I think no need to change it, at least for now, to check it. I mean, we could check if it equals to the old value or not, but I think this is not necessary. So we want to make sure, once again, new random key should automatically be generated. So we need to get the length of this key. So key length, we can we can calculate it by dividing number of bits by 8. Transform options bits by 8, and we get our key length. Object is possibly undefined. Yeah, of course it should be defined, so it should be here. And this should only happen if it's defined, of course. If we haven't found the transform, then something very bad is happening. I think we can throw an error in this case. Throw new error. So we'll throw a new error, it will be automatically caught here. Now transform with ID. Why is it flashing? Now transform with ID. And here we should use our transform ID. Action data transform ID. Okay. Key length, and now we generate the key. Transform options. Anyway, key, I think. Transform data or undefined, okay. Okay, options might be any, so this will not help. Key equals yeah, there might be an issue here, because you see this code is common to any for all transforms. So this is a little messed up, I would say, but anyway, that's the system we already have. So let's proceed. Key length. We will use crypto. Generate random bytes we can use. Yeah, I think pretty much we can use random bytes. Maybe this is not the best way to generate keys, but key length, not 32, but key length should be here. Yeah, and this should generate us a new key. Let's see. Something here. Let's see. Yeah, it did generate us a new key, but that key is shown in UTF-8, which is of course incorrect. To string base 64. The key itself will be binary, right? So, but we want instead a string. But so it was represented as UTF-8, while it's not actually UTF-8. So now, what happens? I don't get it. Failed prop type. You provided a value prop to a form field without an onChange handler. No, I think it's not because of that. This is a warning. I think I should close this thing so that it's not preventing me from anything. Think. Let me try again. Oh, where did it go suddenly? I don't know. That was it, right? Okay, let me try again. I thought that was my Chrome window, not Cypress's window. Somehow I thought that. So now it's working correctly, actually. Yeah, that issue was because I had developer tools open, and if you have developer tools open in Cypress, it will stop you now and then. So this happens sometimes. Okay, so this ticket we can move to done. So we can select now any key. It automatically will generate a new key of the given length. Oops. Yeah, IV length should also match normally, right? For ECB it should match also. Okay, we'll just do the same thing with IV. IV, this is the initialization vector, so that every time you encrypt same plain text with the same key, it will not be the same. We're using IV, initialization vector, which should be different for every encryption normally. And to string base 64. But somehow for CBC that one wasn't considered. That's why valid IV length. That's interesting now. I think for ECB and CBC somehow IV length should be different. That's the only way I see it. Yeah, I think we shouldn't do that. What I just did. I don't know actually what is the correct AV length. Let me check. Correct IV length AES. Let's say 156 ECB. The IV depends on the mode of operation. For most modes, e.g. CBC, the IV must have the same length as the block. AES uses 128-bit blocks, so a 128-bit IV. So this is correct. What I just did should have been correct, right? AES 256 uses 256-bit key, hence the name, but still with 128-bit blocks. AES was chosen as a subset of the family, so IV length is actually different depending on key length. This is interesting. And probably depending on whether it's ECB or CBC. Okay, let me, so for I think 16 bytes is the correct length for AV. And what about ECB? ECB. No, it's not showing me. AS 128 ECB IV length. Yeah, but this is not true from what I've found. Okay, this one is not even working. That's just an image. I'm thinking I will leave it as it is for now. For ECB, I'm not sure, but ECB is not working currently. That's what I can say. CBC is working. ECB you might never even need, actually. Okay, so let me just move this to completed 26. What else do we have here? When the user clicks the encoding selection drop down in the output area, resultant text should be transformed into the given encoding. Yeah, I guess we could check that. But how am I going to do the encoding inside Cypress? Okay, let's try. Let's try to make sure that it at least changes. This actually already done. It's implemented quite some time ago. When the user clicks the encoding selection drop down in the output area, so this drop down. encoding selection drop down. Yeah, this one. TRS encoding drop down. I think I should have done it like this. When the user clicks when the user click the encoding selection drop down in the output area, resulting text should be transformed into the given encoding. Okay, so when I pick something else, by default it should be showing UTF-8, which is text. Let us say I'm using base 64. First, I would get text from this select. Invoke value val. So I'm getting current value of the encoding drop down. Which actually should be UTF-8, but anyway, I don't think I really need it. And here we can get this invoke value, and we can directly check this promise should not be equal. No, I think I should still get it first. No, not select. What I'm interested in is not select actually. I'm interested in the text area, right? Right, so that's what I should have been checking. Then original text. So it should not be equal to original text after clicking this drop down. After clicking base 64, I'm not actually checking if it's correct or not, but okay, it's actually a wrong class name. I misspelled it. Invoke value, invoke val, not value. Select base 64. Timed out retry. So I select because it could not find a single option with value match in base 64. Basically I misspelled base. What's happening to me? Get TRS output timed out retry. Yeah, it again a wrong class name. Okay, now it's correct. Expected to not look well. Yeah, so you see we have this text changed from lorem ipsum to its base64 representation, and we could also try doing the same with hex. Yeah, but then I should have done it like this then. I should use expect original text not to equal text to, and here I can change it to hex, and then I can check. I can use invoke again and make sure it's not equal to text2. Should not equal text2. So now it checks both base64 and text encoder, so they should be different. It is not actually checking if they are correct. I could write a plugin here, I think, for checking this, but not today. For today, I think this is enough. I think 22, I will consider it done. 13.1. Given that transformation selection drop down is open. Okay, how much time? What time is it now? Okay, it's 52 minutes. Okay, I think 10 more minutes I have. Given that the transformation selection drop down is open and the current element is not the AES decrypt transform element, when the user clicks the AES decrypt option in the drop down, all old elements field not present in the AES decrypt element should disappear. The new element should become blah 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 blah. Okay, what this one is saying, we should have a AES decrypt showing here. It's very long, but what is saying that AES decrypt should be here. Yeah, that's what's happening now. We see cannot find module AES decrypt encoder. And actually we do not have any options. Options for AES decrypt will be the same as options for AES encrypt. There should be no difference. You also need IV, you also need key, and what else? What else do I have in AES encrypt? And we will also need number of bits and mode. I think it should be called mode, not variation. I will change this. So mode, we also need mode and number of bits or key size. This should be called key length. This should be called, yes, I think so. Let me change actually this just now. Yes, encryption options. I will not change variable names because it doesn't matter. I will just change the labels. Key IV. This is correct. This label, it says bits, it should say key length. And this label should say mode. Yeah, now it says key length. So let's set AES decrypt basically will be mostly the same. I think they will be the same. I will even use the same component. Yeah, I think I can use the same component. There is no difference. I'll just do it like case AES decrypt. Yeah, but I haven't added the code yet. Actually, yes, encrypt. Let me add a test for this first before I start fixing this. Let's go to our Cypress. It is number 13.1. So I'm going to add it here. So AES decrypt. And all these should be visible too, because it is the same element. And I also would like to check that error pop-up is not visible in the output panel. Let me check. Error message component, right? TRS error message container should not be visible. This thing should not be visible. CY get should not be visible. Okay. And let's make it the only test. So it's failing. Yeah, it timed out. Let us now fix this. One of the fixes would be AES decrypt. And here I need to add an encoder. Where are the encoders? AES decrypt encoder.ts. AES encrypt encoder we already have. I think AES encryption options we can use from there. Oh, buffer, we just need to import once. So this should transform encrypted text into decrypted text, right? So buffer. Yeah, we need to do import buffer. Unless then it will work properly. What's it? The raw data is stored in this. Yeah, I'm not returning anything. Let's say I will return same input for now. So this ticket should now be completed. Yeah, now it's completed, you see. Now there is no error and these are shown correctly. It's not decrypting yet, but for that there should be a different ticket. Yeah, I think it's not there currently. Yeah, this is for AES encrypt. I actually have not written test for this yet. Somehow I should have done that, but instead I implemented it first, which is bad. Bad thing. Don't do this. 26, 27. 28. I think this one should be number 28. No, I would like first another ticket when the user changes a transform element to be changes a transform element be as decrypt element. The text in the output panel text area should change reflecting to the decrypted text provided key IV and input are all correct. Key IV also, what else? Mode, key length, and input are all correct. Are all set correctly. I can set also. Let me just correct. And for encrypt, I also need a ticket like this. So 29, 25, and we will do later. AS encrypt, AS decrypt. This is for tomorrow. Anyway, for today, I think this should be done. I will commit everything. Git commit, and this is day 16, right? Let me check. Oops, that's a little too late to check now. I already saved. If there are any warnings, there are warnings. Because of this warning, it will not build. Where is this transform element component? Okay, I'm not using icon button now. Travis CI will not build if there are any warnings, so that is why I have to complete it. I already pushed it. No, I have not pushed it yet. So if you did this, if you committed something, and then you know that you should have added something else to the commits, but you haven't pushed yet, then what do you do? How do you reset this commit? You see this commit in the log day 16. I want it to cancel this commit, but still keep the changes. You can do this with git reset, and here you can add commit hash, or other way to just reset to previous commit. Head at curly braces 1 means one commit back from head. Okay, so this will reset, but all your local changes will be kept. So you see, oh, now they have been unstaged. You see, now we have these changes, all these changes again, and this commit is not in the log anymore. In the log day 15 is the last commit. So now I will commit this as day 16. see, I should build all this stuff. I think last time it failed because of the warning. I didn't even see it. No, last time it built actually day 14. It didn't even build day 15, it looks like. Why hasn't it built day 15, I wonder? I think something happened with the integration and it's not correctly seeing it from GitHub. Oh no. Now it's building. I don't know why I didn't build day 15 though, because commit was there. Commit probably was there only in my local. I did not really push it, and that's why I didn't build. I still need to do proper styling because this still looks awful for an app. So once I complete this app, I will show you how to buy hosting. Probably I will buy my own hosting so that I can host it somewhere, and I will try to learn some SEO. So if you get to AES encryption online, you'll see many tools which mostly developers use. You see AES encryption, you see multiple tools. Yeah, I think I need to add a bar like this also. Maybe a very small bar. But this one, you see, it supports only a single transform. It supports only basically AES transform, and that's it. Or maybe not. I think those guys might have more. I'm not sure. They might have more. But in my case, you will be able to use multiple transforms. So maybe you want to first do AES encryption, then you want to hash it, then you want to do something else, and create maybe your own encryption algorithm, which is not usually a good way, but that's a good way to just play with this. And here you can just do AES and that's it. We will be able to have multiple transforms here, which will all be applied one after another. So I think I can pretty much deploy it somewhere. Something like, should we have, but yeah, so also how this one I think is much worse. I can tell this from the interface even. Till they don't support multiple encryption. I don't even know what this is. But where are all the settings we need? So it just uses which you see, I just use this as the key. It probably does not even use IV. So basically I think I can get my project also somewhere here deployed. This is the plan. Okay, so now that it built, okay, we got some error suddenly. Encoder can't find error message component. Okay, I think I did not commit something. Oh, really? I did not add. Edit missed components. They're not all components, and not missing. Yeah, now that you already pushed it to remote, you can just take commit out. Well, you could do that with force push, but you shouldn't do that. Because if somebody else is working on the repo and they got your version, then they will be fucked, basically. if you do a force push. Now I think it should build, so since it will take some time, I will be ending this stream. It's been more than 1 hour now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. Tomorrow I will continue working on this same time. What is it? 5 p.m. UTC. See you. Bye. How do I stop it? Where is the button?